athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.
So she was done with Jack Boy. She got mad because he rejected her. That was hilarious. So guys, now we're gonna break down a video here where a lot of these chicks be saying they smart and all this other shit, and they're in the clubs, they're bottle girls and all this type of shit. And my man is asking straight up multiplication times table questions, and the bitch can't even answer it right. So let's get into it. This one is actually pretty funny. So let's watch this shit.
Are you smart?
Of course, I go to OSU. Go Bucks.
All right, bet.
So you heard what he said?
Are you smart?
He asked if she was smart, and she said, "Of course, I go to OSU." So this is what Ohio State is putting out. This is what Ohio State Buckeyes are putting out. And she's got a big old ass. Her hair is fake. She got a long face. I mean, I'm sure she's a good fuck, you know. She's got a big old ass right there. But she says that she's smart with the quickness, and now my man is going to trip her up. Watch.
Of course, I go to OSU. Go Bucks.
All right, bet. How much is $50, $20 bills?
How much is $50, $20 bills? Dude, that's at the top of my head. I mean, I could see if he asked some other question that may have been, you might have had to, do some calculating. But it's easy. $50, $20 bills is easy. That's $1,000. It's $1,000, mommy. Like, how are you taking so long to get this? All you got to do is 2 times 5 and then add the zeros. That's basic.
You said $50, $20 bills?
Yeah.
How much is it?
Yeah.
2, 4.
And her job is literally to get money thrown at her, and she's trying to count on her fingers how much is $50, $20 bills. And they are trying to convince us that they mature faster, they're smarter. Bro, you are mindless as fuck.
Yeah.
2, 4. You can't do that because only...
You can't do that. Oh my God. How? That is hilarious, man. That's hilarious. She's talking about you can't do that. Now she's thinking about division. Listen, now she's thinking about division. A dumbass, little big booty dumbass bitch. Oh my God, this is hilarious.
You can't do that because only 2 20s is 40.
2 20s is 40, bitch. He said how much is $20, $50 or $50, $20 bills, bro? It's not that hard.
Yeah.
And then you would have to have a 10 to make it 50.
You would have to have a 10 to make it 50. Oh my God.
Like $50, $20 bills.
Oh, 50. To make it what?
Like if you have $50, $20 bills.
Okay.
How much is that?
You can't have a $50, $20 bill.
No, like if you have $50, $20 bills.
Okay.
I'm telling you guys right now, like this is most of these women who work in the clubs. That's it. And yeah, we'll take a dumbass bitch as long as she's doing exactly what the fuck we say. Because if you can't do no simple math like that, yeah, you need leadership from a man. You need leadership from a man. Let's see. Let's get caught up on the chats. Cooley 410 said, if this her way of auditioning to be a wife, she's failing terribly. Caroline Meister, a 10 though, she probably tougher than all the explore page. He said this girl ratchet. Caroline Meister, who is that? Caroline Meister, who the fuck is that? What are you talking about? Bro, who the hell? I know you ain't talking about this girl who go to UK. I know you ain't talking about this girl who go to University of Kentucky, bro. Talking about some damn Caroline Meister, bro. I mean, she's cute for sure. She's cute, but I mean, I wouldn't say she's better than no fucking explore page, bitch. You bugging. He says black girl ratchet. Wolf in Sheep Clothing says, I don't like how she talks. Yeah, she kind of talk like this, like with like her tongue at the top of her mouth there. Wolf in Sheep's Clothing says, speaking of smart, why do women do so much better in school than men? I mean, this is how I basically put it, because they are good at like following directions, and they're good at like, okay, they get a rubric and then they follow that shit word for word. But as far as like the people who are actually doing the hard, the more difficult majors, because I don't know if you're talking about high school or college, but the ones who are doing the most difficult majors mostly are men. Wolf and Sheep Clothing says these women are getting into universities because they're melanated. Yeah, she's definitely affirmative action. Cooley 410 says, I got it. 1,000. Cyrus Cherry says, women do mature faster than men. It's the modern generation that's thought feminist these days. Mature physically? Like, I'm trying to figure out what do you mean by mature? I mean, yeah, physically, but mentally, the mindset, man, hell nah. I could never give that, because I mean, bro, I don't know. Like, when you're in a relationship, you really are like taking care of a chick's emotion. You're taking care of so much shit, bro. So I can't really say they mature fast, because then they wouldn't need that emotional support if they really mature faster. Cooley 410 says, when I see these interview vids, I really hope they are trolling, because if not, we are seriously doomed. Wolf in Sheep's Clothing says, she is a black woman. We can't expect them to be smart. Wow. Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. That was a direct shot. Ted Mack says, does the bitch not have a calculator on her phone? Yeah, see, she can't pull the calculator out. Otherwise, she's not smart. Wolf in Sheep's Clothing says, in her defense, most black men can't do that either. Hey, I agree. Hey, look, I'm not in a disagreement with you.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
But the fact she's trying to count it on her fingers is crazy.
Why are you doing math right now? I do not know.
Why are you doing math right now? That was her ultimate statement.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your.
What's good, cyberspace? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne, coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know, Reclaim Your Throne. All right, guys. So I I was actually made aware by one of my subs that he basically DM'd a doctor, a PT, a DPT, a CSCS. I'm not, well versed on what all those acronyms mean. But at the end of the day, I was made aware that he DM'd Buddy, and basically this guy said my workouts were a circus act. So I guess we're just kind of gonna have a conversation about it. It is gonna be debate like, but I'm not gonna say it's a debate because there are no quote unquote winners or losers. We're kind of confronting the whole situation and just having a conversation about the statement or the DM rather. And then I'll ask him some questions. Maybe I'll have some questions for me, but we're gonna keep it civil. Let's see. So we got 7 people in the building. Make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And let's see. Okay, I had some points that I wanted to make up. So, okay, boom. I just want to have my stuff ready. But yeah, we got Dr. Caleb Coe in the building. So we're going to bring him up. Hold on. So did I pronounce your name right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome. So kind of tell the people about, who you are and what you do, and then we'll kind of get into the thick of it.
For sure. My name is Caleb Coe. I'm a physical therapist and certified strength coach. In terms of what I do, that's a great question. I've been running this on the side for a long time. I played football at a real small college, and I've just kind of been working this like sports performance side for a really long time. And then kind of through PT school, kept building it. And then got a job after PT school and was like, oh man, I should really kind of do this full time. So now I'm actually opening my own physical therapy practice. Just kind of run with it.
Okay, awesome. So it sounds like, you're doing a lot of things here. And you're well versed in your practice and whatnot. So, we want to give you the respect that you deserve of going through all the the schooling and whatnot to earn your degrees and what. But my thing is, so I'm just going back to the message that I don't know which one of my subscribers sent you this, but he asked you, and let me share the screen really quickly.
What's your name?
Okay, so my name is Keaton McNeely, aka Reclaim Your Throne. I actually gotta edit my name here because joint is for my other channel. But
Gotcha.
Yeah, so basically I played football at University of Georgia when I was in college. Yeah, go Dogs, undefeated season. So
let's go.
Yeah, natty champs. But anyways, went to school, whatnot, graduated it with a management degree, and now I'm just running a couple businesses, run a real estate business, run a business out here in Atlanta.
That's it.
Which were a business until I got demonetized on YouTube. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But okay, so basically he asked you, would you consider this a circus act workout, or is this actually optimal for athletic performance? And then you go, haha, circus act. These weird attempts to mimic sports without actually just doing the sport is weird to me. Okay, so I do want to make a point there about, you said weird attempts to mimic sports without actually just doing the sport. So, football is it's a 22-man game, really. So you're not going to always be able to bring in people to actually play the sport. So you're going to have some time where you're going to be solo. You want to do some workouts. You want to train. You want to get better. You want to improve on your athleticism and your skill and your craft. So you're going to have to get creative on, drills, workouts that are going to mimic the sport that you are, involved in. So Okay, so basically I'm doing a workout where I'm holding a 20 to 30 pound, I'm not sure which one that is, 20 to 30 pound medicine ball and with a resistance band. And I'm going to see if I actually have that workout on my channel right now. But uh hold up, my connection is tripping.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, I'm good. All right, so yeah. Let me just see if I can find that workout really quickly.
For sure.
But just kind of address what I just said, as far as, you know, not being able to actually play the sport that you're involved with all the time when you're training.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I think you're totally right. I think we got to get creative. I'd say the only thing I would kind of counter with to that is everything kind of exists on this continuum. Like we have sport play on the right, and let's say weight room is on the left, and everything kind of falls in between that. So it's like, okay, we know every football play lasts 4 to 6 seconds. We know that you're always reacting to a defender. We know that there are multiple ecological constraints in terms of where the defender's at, where the ball's at, where we know you've played football. You know that. What position do you play?
Yes. I played defensive back, slot receiver, and running back.
Sick. So a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So we know that there are certain constraints to that. I guess the reason I would call that a circus act, and again, that's no disrespect on you. Yeah. I'm not coming at you personally.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Is because it doesn't honor those ecological constraints. And I get that we can't throw 22 guys out full pads every day. However, really all it would take is one person in terms of like actually mimicking some kind of an agility drill. And so by adding weight or a band or doing it for a 30-second duration, we've now taken something that could have been sport specific and kind of putting it in this weird in between phase. It's like kind of a strength exercise, kind of a sport exercise. It's kind of like this two stones, zero birds kind of a thing. We're trying to mix both, and it's like we're missing both marks. Are we developing these weight room attributes like strength, power, speed, or are we developing these sport skills, which is like more sport specific movements like deacceleration and reaction to an opponent, yada yada yada?
And I would argue that you are developing speed and resistance, because if you're a ball carrier and you've got some type of resistance that you're training with, then you're going to be able to apply that to the sport. So for instance, I'm using a resistance band here, and I'm just kind of doing some side steps, and then I'm speeding up in the beginning, and then kind of getting the burn there, going back and forth.
Yeah.
I think that's building resistance, especially with your lateral movement on this one. This one is a different one where we're doing a basically high point. We're basically doing a high point jump.
Yeah. Kind of more basketball.
So, well, I mean,
football, I guess. Yeah.
It's football. Yeah. Cause you're like, when you're a receiver, you're high pointing the ball. So you're trying to catch the ball at the highest point that you can with the resistance band. I mean, I would argue that in real life, if you were actually going to do it, you probably, be, and then with the medicine ball as well, being like 8 to 10 pounds, which is going to be heavier than a football. This is going to help you more than just, I mean, obviously I lift weights and all that kind of stuff, power clean, squat, and, ISO squats and whatnot. But I think it's going to help you as well to incorporate these workouts, because you are training with resistance and you're trying to mimic the sport, because you have to, because like you said, you can't go out full pads every day. Hell, when you're training football, you're probably going full pads once a week. When you're doing college football, you only going full pads like Tuesday, right. And then you're going shells or doing a 7-on-7 type thing. But okay, so yeah, that was basically my point on that. And then also, I mean, it at the end of the day, you're still burning calories.
Yeah, that's to a certain degree as well. Sorry.
Oh, what'd you say? What'd you say there?
Sorry, my connection kind of cut out there. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Like I was just going to kind of address that point.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense from a certain degree. However, so it's like a jump in a game. By adding some kind of resistance, we've now just made that much more slower than it would occur in a game. So we've taken it less specific. So by adding the resistance, we've kind of made it like this kind of strength, kind of sport specific exercise where my counter argument would be like, you'd be better doing something very not specific, like not specific at all, like a back squat. Cause we both know that's not very specific. Developing your absolute strength and then going out to the field and practice pointing actual football. I guess that would just be my counterpoint to that.
Okay. Nah, I mean, I definitely get that. So instead of a medicine ball, if I threw a football in there, then would it not be a circus act?
I love the circus act. Yeah, sure. And I mean, I'd honestly probably take the band away and I'd probably throw in your partner to try and compete with the ball, like, go after the ball together.
Yeah, like an obstacle.
Rarely are you going to have like a legit high point uncontested.
Yeah, not for sure. Nah, I mean, yeah, okay. I definitely could see your point there. I still think that with the resistance band, especially, I've been involved in some games where, it's a Hail Mary situation. It's fourth quarter. There's 8 seconds left on the clock. You got time for one play. You're, 50 yards away from the end zone, and your line has to block, give you time to run down the field. And now there's a pile of people in the end zone and they're throwing it up. You got resistance because you got people trying to hold you down. You got people trying to move you around. I know, you might say, oh, well, they're going to call a pass interference. Most of the time they let that go. Like whatever happens in the pile is in the pile. And once the ball hits, then that's where the calls start getting called. If, there was a call to be made. But, at that point, you're either trying to come down with the ball or the defense is trying to slap the ball down. But there is going to be resistance in that pile because people are going to be holding your shoulder pads down, holding your pants down. You know what I'm saying? You know how football gets. They're going to do whatever they can to get an advantage. So, okay. So I definitely get that. Another thing that I wanted to address in one of your posts,
for sure, you
said that ladder drills were ineffective.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just kind of play the video here so the audience kind of knows what we're talking about. Okay.
Oh, you went way back.
Yeah. Yeah, we do our research on this channel for sure.
I love it.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about speed ladders and how they actually do not make you faster. Now, before you tune me out, here are a couple reasons why, as well as some alternatives.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I got to stop you there. Speed ladders are not okay. Just because they're called speed ladders, no, I definitely get it. They probably should have a new name, but it's more for agility and change of direction than speed. So although they do call them speed ladders, most of the time you're not really using it to get faster.
Right.
Is that fair to say that most people aren't using speed ladder? They're doing it for footwork purposes, not to get faster.
Yeah,
maybe faster feet, but
yeah, I'd say most people, even though it's called a speed ladder, like they're usually talking about agility or some kind of like faster footwork or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I think it's more like dexterity with your foot movement and agility purposes, not necessarily speed, but anyways, yeah.
One reason is that faster foot speeds does not mean faster running. It has been shown that elite sprinters and amateur sprinters actually have similar foot speeds while sprinting. What separates an elite sprinter from an amateur sprinter is not how quickly they're moving their feet, but rather how much force they're able to produce when their foot hits the ground.
And I definitely agree with that. But as far as, because I do speed ladders on grass, I do speed ladders in sand pit, and I have the athletes that I'm training do that as well. And it's effective because, especially, with the resistance of a sand pit, And then like going from sand pit to the grass throughout the week, you can clearly see a change in foot speed when doing those like intense moves that you're doing in football with change of directions and cutting on the dime and breaking out of routes and whatnot.
So don't buy the slow feet don't eat hype. Instead, focus on getting strong and powerful and watch the seconds drop off your times. Another reason is sports don't come in nice, neat, pre-planned boxes and cones. Sports are all about processing information and reacting to your environment. We have to react to what we hear and what we see and what we feel. And none of that is involved in speed ladders. Speed ladders teaches us to keep our head down and to perform a pre-planned set of movements that is not like anything we see in sports. Instead, focus on reacting in sports-specific situations and movements. Go outside and run routes on your friend.
And I definitely agree with this, but like I said, sometimes when you're trying to get better, you can't do it with I mean, in basketball, it's easier because you can run pickup games. You can run 1-on-1s, 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s. But with football, like a lot of times you're not going to have somebody to, be quarterback. And then, throwing the ball is not easy, especially when you got moving targets as fast as, these athletes are getting nowadays. So like I said, you have to figure out some way to get creative and mimic that activity that you're trying to do. Okay, anyways,
play one-on-one. Even try to steal a base off your fast friend and watch your sport speed improve. Another reason is sport. Our last reason is that speed ladders teach us to move our feet incredibly fast while neglecting the rest of the body. Arizona strength coach Buddy Morris said it best when he said, if speed ladders made you faster, then piano players would have the best fastballs in baseball. Piano players can move their hands wickedly fast over the keys, but if we try to apply that same speed to throwing a fast...
And I ain't gonna lie, that analogy, like the piano player to baseball, I mean, with the piano, all you're doing is moving your fingers and your hands. With baseball, you're doing shoulder rotation and that's like really throwing strength. Like, come on, like you're sitting, you could be fat as hell and be a pianist, but like in baseball, I mean, you can be hefty, but you got to have a super strong arm to be throwing 90 miles per hour consistently. Like that analogy was OD.
It's a stretch. I'll give you that. It's a stretch.
Yeah.
Ball. We can see that they wouldn't even come close because we're involving more than just the hands. We're involving the elbow, the shoulder, the scapula, their hips, the trunk. If we apply that same thinking to speed ladders, we can see that the foot is just a small piece of the puzzle. We need to be moving our knees, our hips, our trunk.
But all these athletes are doing speed ladders, right? Like all these NFL receivers. And so are you still stand on okay, you're just saying they don't make you faster.
So here's the thing. Like, yes, those guys are doing speed ladders, but so is the JV freshman that sucks at football. I just because an NFL athlete's doing something doesn't give it a just cause. I did speed ladders all the way through high school, and I'll tell you, I've seen incredibly slow, unagile people absolutely fly through a speed ladder because speed ladder is a skill in and of itself that doesn't really Is it better than sitting on the couch? Yeah, for sure. But does it really translate to agility on the field? I would beg to differ.
Well, I mean, I think speed ladders can help with that coordination. And I get you said, a lot of times you're looking down at the speed ladders. The idea is not to look down and for it to be, something that you're flowing through. And I get it. You can be really good at speed ladders and football drills and then suck at football for sure. But I think speed ladders can help hone your craft, especially if you are, if you're already a developed athlete and then you're just trying to figure out ways to get better and improve and get creative with your workouts here. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can get a speed ladder drill that I'm doing on this. But okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Just kind of addressing a couple of your points. So the first one was like in terms of like creativity, like you might not have a quarterback, and it's kind of hard to explain. Like I could probably pull it or like send it to you on YouTube after this.
Mhm.
But there are really good drills that really just require like one partner.
Mhm.
In terms of like, I mean, heck, even just like run at each other, like try and do like a tag off, juke them out. Like that's going to help you out in the terms of the long run so much more. And I would agree with you from like warm up middle schoolers who are like super uncoordinated. Sure. Like footwork drills might have some benefit there.
Mhm.
But in terms of that, like I think you can get pretty creative if you just have one partner. If you don't have one partner, again, it can get kind of stuck. But I bet you can find one partner. I challenge you to do that. And then the other one with the baseball and the piano player. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
I get it's a stretch, but just like the concept, what we see when we're actually watching change of direction and agility in a sport context where people are reacting to a stimuli, we see that foot way outside that base of support, and it's having to overcome a ton of it's going through that eccentric and having to propel out and really
Mhm.
overcome. What we see with the tip tap, like kind of like that tip, goodness gracious, the tiptoeing kind of the speed ladder is kind of that idea of the hands. We're getting a lot of foot ankle with a piano, but we're not getting a ton of that loading into that hip and springing out, which is what we actually see with agility. Very rarely do we see this like kind of real quick tapping of the feet. So I guess that's what I was kind of trying to get at with that concept of the piano player, because like obviously it's a stretch. Like
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, so Alpha Zoe, this is a guy who played linebacker as well at the collegiate level. He says your workouts are circus-like, but these are what we do during football, basketball, and track training to get better. He also says, why do colleges and trainers make us do those type of workouts during off season? So do you have an explanation for why, at the collegiate level, at the highest level of, I'm specifically speaking for football. I played high school basketball, but I didn't play college basketball. But why do you think that strength trainers are having football players do these types of drills during the off season and at summer camp?
Yeah. Well, I think we are getting better about it. Like I'm seeing more and more people like I'm not that smart of a person. Like I know doctor is in front of my name, but like that means nothing. You and I both know that like degrees and certifications mean very little.
Yeah.
I'm not a smart person. I've taken a lot of this information from very smart other individuals.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're getting better. I think you're seeing less and less of the speed ladders. I think you're seeing a lot less of it. So yeah, I mean, I guess I don't really have an explanation other than like, why do we see it at the highest level? We see it at the highest level because it's popular, and that's what we thought. We used to think that was like kind of the best way. We're seeing less and less, and more stuff come out on like kind of whatever I'm advocating for, I guess.
Okay, but at the least, you could say speed ladders could be good for cardio.
Yeah, oh, for sure, dude. You'd get me like throwing up low key.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so I want to show you these workouts that I'm getting creative with it, and these are some of the workouts that I have my athletes do as well. Do you think that they have application or not?
Okay.
Okay, so the first one was a bag push to like a jab, and then change the direction into a box jump.
Yeah, so I think again, I genuinely am not like dissing you at all. I hope
Nah, speak your mind. Speak your mind. Speak your mind.
Okay. All right. So
it's
I
all
guess
love.
Yeah, all love. Like just trying to iron sharpen iron here.
Right.
In my head, I'm like, all right, bag push, that's great. All of those things in a separate compartment, like that sounds great. So bag push, like why wouldn't a push press get that done? But now you're able to progressively overload it. Those concepts of strength and conditioning that we love so much, like aggressive overload, greater exposure. A push press, I get that explosive punch, but now I'm actually able to objectively measure how much power I'm producing. Is it as specific? No, but I am able to save that for my specific skill work that I do on the field. Or if you're like a specific sports trainer where you just do specific stuff, then we get to the change of direction part. Again, solid on its own. However, how can we make that better? Could we react to a partner? Could you give him a jab one way, he goes the other? Could you, I don't know, incorporate something like that? Then the box jump, again, great on its own. I wouldn't change a whole lot with the box jump. So that's just my thoughts.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So the next one, going from the ground, bag push again.
Love it.
Change of direction. Box jump, kind of similar. I mean, it's the same thing, honestly.
I like the variety of starts, though. Like, I like what you're doing with. I think being able to roll and get up from different positions is pretty huge in terms of, like, I talk about building a movement library.
Right.
And so expanding people's movement library of, like, hey, look, like, I know you might not be on your butt a whole lot in football, at least hopefully not, you know.
Yeah.
But like this is a good position for us to try and learn how to get out of. So
yeah, not for sure. And you know, you could get blindsided, you get knocked down, but it's about how you get up, is what we were always told. Let's see. AlphaZo says, over the years, more and more trainers have moved away from conventional weights and staying in the weight room. And this is all across America. So what do you have to say to that? I know you're more like weight centric. You've got, we'll just kind of go through your page a little bit more. There's some things that you were doing with the hex bar, and, you know, you're kind of doing like this deadlift, speed deadlift thing. I kind of do something similar with that, except when I do those deadlifts, I mean, I'm not saying all the time, but I'll do like a jumping deadlift, step out of the deadlift or step out of the hex bar, and then do a box jump, just to kind of, because this is resistance too now. Like if you're doing a jump with the hex bar, that's resistance too. For sure. I guess tension behind it is different. I'm not trying to like go and high point a ball. I'm purely developing general attributes here. So I think was it AlphaZo's comment? Yeah. Is that his name? So I think that his comment is, yes, we're seeing back in the day, you know, I grew up in like the bigger, faster, stronger era where it was like, you know, we just squat and deadlift basically. And I'm not really an advocate for that. I think we should have our skill work. I think we should have a strength. I think we should have speed. However, I'm also a generalist, meaning I think we should develop. I think the weight room is for developing general qualities like strength, like power, like tissue resilience. So that's one of the things I talk about a lot. Developing these general attributes and then using the field work as our more specific adaptations for your sport. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely changing, but hopefully that makes sense. I don't know. Okay. My question is, because I see you doing some sprints here, and I got a couple questions about your sprints. How fast are you? Not fast. No, I mean, I'm probably faster, actually. I'm lighter than I was in college. I think I ran like at my pro day, I ran a 4.68 or something like that. So nothing's like, I was like 220, 215. I'm probably 205 now. And I haven't ran a 40, but I would hope I'm faster. I think I'm faster for sure. Okay, cool. And then I want to ask this because I get this question a lot. You're obviously you're running barefoot. You don't have cleats on. You don't have sneakers on. Do you recommend running barefoot over running with cleats or sneakers? So that's funny you say that, because I actually kind of make like a little joke in that audio. I say like, I'm running barefoot, of course, because it's super functional. I think it tends to get a little bit overhyped. I think the foot, it's great. Like go train barefoot sometimes. But I think we also see the opposite. If people only train barefoot and they're like super sold on the barefoot thing, and then they like go and try and play their sport in cleats, then they're like, their foot's freaking out because it's like, I'm used to training barefoot. Like, what's this thing you've just thrown me in? So I think there's a balance there. Like, sure, go ahead, expose your foot to a bunch of different like surfaces, but at the same time, like, don't do it so much to the point where like you throw a cleat on it and your brain and body freak out because it's like, I'm used to doing everything barefoot, I guess. Okay. Gotcha. No, I definitely get that. It sounds like to me that we don't necessarily disagree on everything. We kind of have different explanations, and I see you're kind of like poking fun at this training here. And I could definitely see how this is a little goofy, especially like with the way that he's moving his arms. Like it's just not a natural way to move your arms. It looks like he's kind of flapping them back and forth and whatnot. But you know, ultimately, my main issue with you was when people, and I definitely get you're giving your opinion and whatnot, and you know, I give my opinion on a whole different array of topics. But when people are hitting you up and asking you about my workout specifically, and then it just comes off a little condescending in the message, and I definitely get, you know, your point of view, and that's why I wanted to just bring you on and have the conversation. Because like, you know, we got people in the chat, they're saying constructive criticism and whatnot. And, you know, we're both running a business. We're both out here, you know, trying to make it. So, you know, I just kind of want to, you know, see your point on addressing that. And then I'll have some other questions for you as well.
For sure. Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to exaggerate, but I get like, I don't know, 15 DMs a day. So I quick look at the video, put a quick opinion, and go on with it. Like in no way was this a personal attack. I respect you as a trainer. I respect you as a person. Like I don't want this to come across as like, oh, Dr. Caleb knows everything. Like that's so far from the truth. Like I couldn't say that less. That was just my opinion. If it detracted from your business at all, like that was not my intention at all. I guess the idea is like, I give my opinion out for free every day on social media, and you give your opinion out for free on social media. Let's say there's this guy, that's whoever DM'd you. I don't remember who it was. Let's say the subscriber DM'd me and was like, hey, what do you think about this? I give him my opinion. Then he goes to your page and sees the stuff I'm calling, let's say, circus acts. It's your job to convince him like, hey man, this isn't a circus act. Here's why. And it's my job to be like, hey man, this is a circus act. Come train with me. So yeah, we're kind of competing for the same person.
For sure.
At the end of the day, like you're a great businessman. You know what you're doing. So like convince him that this isn't a circus act. Show him why. And I'm going to do the opposite. You know, I'm going to try to show him why it is. So again, it's no disrespect at all. It's purely just both of us are trying to run our business and we have two differing opinions. And that's why we're on this page having I think at least a good, like a constructive, I feel like I've learned a little bit too. Like, I don't know.
Absolutely.
Constructive conversation.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this. Do you think sand pit training is good for football?
I think it can be good in terms of like rehabbing an injury. So I guess a couple things. I think rehabbing an injury, like especially ankle, can be beneficial. I think if you're intentionally trying to decrease the ground reaction forces in terms of like somebody with a knee injury that isn't able to like cut on turf yet, like that could be because it's a little bit softer. However, from like a training perspective, I don't love it. Again, I like movement variability. If you're doing it every now and then, go for it, man. Like, so I'm not going to be like, never do sand training. I used to do it like all the time because I was like super, like I was a little obsessive about it, but
yeah, I mean, you get a crazy burn in the sand pit.
For sure.
I say it's like, I don't know if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, but I say it's like the hyperbolic time chamber where gravity just like increases so heavily. And you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot harder to do those movements in sand than in grass. Right.
So I guess my only thing I would say with that is because the sand gives way, you're going to get much less of that elastic spring in terms of like people talk about like tendon driven versus muscle driven movement. Because the sand gives way, you're going to get a very muscle driven movement. That's why you're like, if people ask why my legs are so tired from the sand, it's like, well, it's because your muscles have to work so much harder than they would over grass because each time they step, they give way. And so the tendons, which would normally like spring you forward really efficiently, instead now it's muscles. So again, I think there's some benefit in that in terms of like, if your goal is to get more of a muscle driven workout, great. However, when we move across like solid ground, we're going to be more tendon driven or this like springiness and a lot more efficient. So again, I'm not going to be like, no, this is stupid 100%. I would just use it in my
Okay. So you don't think that it could help with your fast twitch muscles training in the sand pit? Because my thing is, when I do these drills, and then when I have my other athletes do these drills, they're like, yo, you know, Coach Mac, that's what they call me, Coach Mac. Yo, like when I got on grass, I felt so much lighter. I felt so much faster. You know, I was able to cut harder and smoother, get in and out of my cuts. So what do you say to that for athletes who are actually getting results from this type of training?
I mean, at the end of the day, like your athlete or your client's subjective feeling is going to matter. So like I could have every study right now and be like, reclaim your throne, like sand workouts don't work. But like at the end of the day, if your guys are feeling really good after it and like feel light, I think there's something to that. So, I mean, I think this is a good chance for me to like kind of challenge my bias. My bias obviously is a little less towards the sand training side of things. However, like if you have guys that are like, yo, I feel great after they feel light. Yeah, then maybe to it, even if it doesn't make sense to me, like physiology wise, but on the other side, you're a salesman, you know, and if people feel really good, like, okay, like that might be a good option. So again, man, I guess I can go either way on that.
Yeah, because I would just say that it's targeting those fast twitch muscles versus the slow twitch muscles where, like, you know, if I was gonna say, hey, I'm trying to get them to work on slow twitch and endurance and whatnot, then hey, you know, we might run some long distance, maybe run like 400-meter on the track or whatnot. But with this, it's more speed, reaction, resistance as well. You know, I like to do a lot of resistance training, as you can see with the band or with the, you know, with the sand. But no, I mean, I definitely see your perspective on it. You're coming from more of a analytical point of view. And, you know, I'm basically coming off of what I'm seeing, the results that I'm getting from doing this and the results that I'm seeing from my clients. And then just the sheer calorie burns that you're getting from doing the sand pit versus, you know, other workouts. Cause the way that I do my workouts is I'm doing, you know, weights on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday and Thursday, I'm either sprinting on the track or I'm doing some agility stuff where, like the workouts that I showed you previously, I'm doing that type of stuff. And that's kind of how I, you know, train my clients as well, where we're doing weights. Yes, we're incorporating weights, but then we're going to try and get real sport specific. Like I also got some, I got some workouts where I'm doing like ball handling drills with a medicine ball, and you'll probably hate that one, but but I mean it's some really sick shit. But let me see. I'll have to find that one. I don't know where that shit's at. But anyways, you know, I definitely see your point of view. I'm gonna read some of these comments. AlphaZo says we do a lot of body weight resistance. Even Tyreek Hill, the best receiver in the league, doesn't really do only weight room. He does a lot of ladder, bands, plyometrics, similar to what Reclaim Your Throne. Yeah, because the thing is, you know, I hear athletes complain, man, the weight room stiffens me up. It stiffened me up. You know what I'm saying? I'm sore. And I get that for sure. And that's where you have the recovery in, and we do as best as we can. But like just going 5 days a week in the weight room, and obviously you can lighten up the weight and you know, increase reps and, you know, try and throw that off. But at the end of the day, you're going to be fucking sore if you're in the weight room 5 days a week, and it is going to stiffen you up, especially if you're planning on competing at the end of the week. So what say you about that?
Yeah, I totally agree. If you're leaving the weight, I mean, the whole goal of the weight room is to make you a better athlete. So if at any point what you're doing in the weight room is detracting from your athleticism, you've lost the battle. Like that's not the goal. So if you're getting stiffened up from the weight room, you're not doing it well. You're following a really bad program. So in no way do I I lift 4 days a week, just lower upper. And then like on my offer days, it's some kind of, you know, I like to play pickup basketball because I'm washed up, you know?
Yeah.
So I'll like play pickup or something like that. Okay. But yeah, I think if you're getting that stiff from the weight room, like, yeah, you're doing something wrong. Like you're either ego lifting, you're doing something wrong in terms of like full range of motion. You're not following an intelligent plan enough. And I guess to like the Tyreek Hill comment, like, to be fair, Tyreek Hill could do Pilates all off season and he'd still come back the freaking cheetah because he's a beast and a freak.
I do agree with that as well. I do agree with that.
He
as
ain't
well.
built the same. I'm talking about the 97% of people. He's an outlier out here.
Yeah. So these are some of the basketball workouts that I was actually training a girl today and she was filming for me. But so you have you basically have a jab step, boom,
Nice.
getting low with your dribble. Okay, spin into the box jump. Another one, jab step, just straight into the box jump. That's just for speed. And then behind the back, kind of couldn't see it because of the text, but behind the back, pro hop into the box jump. Some basic moves, you know. So obviously, obviously, you probably don't think that it has much basketball application, right?
I mean, again, I think it depends on like the skill you're trying to develop and like,
So my objective with that, I'll just kind of tell you what my objective with that, and then you tell me if you think that it was applicable to what I'm trying to do here. So my objective with that was, for one, medicine ball, which is resistance. When you're dribbling with a medicine ball and then you go out and dribble with a basketball, it feels not only lighter but smaller. So I think that it could help with your grip, handling the ball. With that standpoint, and then obviously the spin move. Let me just put it back up here. Spin move, basketball move that you're gonna usually do in the paint, followed with 48-inch box jump. So it's like boom in the paint, spin move in the paint, drop step. Dunk if you can dunk, or backboard touch and layup.
Yeah.
With the ball in your hand, with a resistance ball in your hand, or a medicine ball in your hand that's like 8 to 10 pounds, which if you had an actual basketball, it's way lighter than that. I mean, you're getting way higher with that. So this is just, jab step, boom, into a speed burst, speed dribble. Okay. Box jump. Boom, jab step, behind the back, which is a basketball move, box jump. So, okay, so tell me if you think it is applicable to basketball and it's sports specific enough to get results, or do you think it's a circus act? I mean, it is kind of a circus act because it's a lot of different workouts incorporated. So I will concede that. But do you think this workout is dumb or stupid to do for athletes trying to train in basketball?
So I would say,
give your honest opinion.
Yeah. So I would say that, I mean, define better, like beneficial. Like, obviously, if I had to choose between,
do you think it'll make you better at basketball doing these specific moves where you're doing these pro hops, you're doing these speed bursts, you're doing a box jump into presumably a 10-foot basket?
For sure. So I would say, yeah, like this is more beneficial than sitting on a couch, but like, how can we make it even better?
Hold on. Why does the antithesis have to be sitting on the couch though?
Okay. A lot of things. Okay. Like, that was just the first thing that came to my head. But again,
you like that a lot. You use that in the DMs too. Hold on.
Did I really? Oh man.
Yeah. You said, okay, I said, just because you've never seen a lift doesn't mean it's dumb. There are obvious benefits from the drills I have my athletes perform. You said, I think twisted sprints are great, but we aren't talking about that. Benefits compared to what? Sitting on the couch? Sure. But better than honoring the demands of sport and intelligent training? No. I am all for creating new exercises, but they have to make sense. I don't believe arguing on social media accomplishes much. We can agree to disagree. I wish you the best. And then that's when I invited you to this. So
that's right. So, okay, here's my thoughts. Okay. So what we see in sport is this athlete solving movement problems. So it's like none of the problems are usually the same. Like every cut and like, every snowflake's unique. Every
Mhm.
cut you see in a football game is probably unique on some very micro levels, even if they
For sure,
visually look
absolutely.
similar. It's like,
I mean, different receivers run their routes differently, and
for
the
sure.
quarterback has to adjust to that. So yes.
On the micro level, even it's like it can look visually the exact same, but if that defender is 5 degrees at a different angle, that cut is going to
Yeah.
have an impact up the kinetic chain differently.
Football is a game of inches, is what they say.
For sure.
Yeah.
So and you see that across all sports. So it's like,
Every way. Yeah.
if I want to get better at basketball, I'm working on my basketball skills. Again, I think we're kind of blurring the lines between like skill training, weight training, which like I personally would not do. However,
Mhm.
like that's kind of more your thing, and that's fine. But if I'm going to work on my basketball skills, I want to try and present them with a movement problem, not a pre-scripted movement. So instead
Mhm.
of, hey, I want you to spin at this cone, it's, hey, you got a couple options. Get creative
Mhm.
with it. You could spin, you could hezzy, you could
And I do that, and just
okay.
just for free, right? I do that. I'll have them do some pre-presented moves, and then I'll have them do like on different sets. I'll say, hey, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Make a basketball move is what I tell them. Make a
Yeah,
basketball move and get to the box jump and clear the box jump.
for sure. Okay, perfect. And another thing is like, okay, now let's say you've done that a couple of times. Let's take the cone out of it. Now you're
Mhm.
reacting to me. I'm presenting the option. So
Yes.
I'm feinting left, I'm feinting right, I'm straight up, whatever the case may be. So I think you can get really creative with that. And then in terms of like, I love loaded jumps. I think loaded jumps are great. In terms of what I would keep that into the weight room though, in terms of
Mhm.
like, um, I would, so we were just talking about like movement problems. I'd keep that kind of in the skill specific, like sport specific
Mhm.
domain. And now we move into the weight room. Okay. Loaded jumps. Um, I love those. Like, I think those are great. So I guess it's more of this like delineation between weight room, developing general attributes. Cause if I just do a loaded jump with like 100% intent,
Mhm.
80% of that is going to feel much lighter in a game. So I guess that's just the only difference. It's kind of delineating the skill training and the weight room training.
Okay. All right. All right. I feel that. Let's read some more of these chats. AlphaZo says we definitely need to train barefoot sometimes and do Olympic lifts with bare shoes or flat shoes. So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, man, totally. Like I wouldn't disagree at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
AlphaZo says Lamar Jackson does a lot of ladder line drills, jump drills, and plyo. Yeah, I mean, and Lamar Jackson he has elite sliminess, is what I call it. Like he's very elusive, very agile. One of the best jukers in the game.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Lick a Pickle says, "What is this? A debate or something?" Sheep Swifter says, "Listen to the doctor. He knows what he's talking about." So you got somebody on your side there,
Doctor.
Dr. Co.
Yeah.
But
So.
okay. So I think we pretty much settled our beef if there was one. But
For sure.
anyways, I do want to, because basically this is a fitness and dating channel. Do want to ask you a little bit about your dating life. If it's too personal, you can say, "Hey, I declined to." Okay, so you're married. You're married. How long you been married?
A little over 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going well. Good. Everything.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
actually, I just moved out of the Atlanta area. It's too bad this didn't happen sooner.
Oh wow. Yeah. I'm actually in Midtown. So
Dude, no way. I was in Duluth.
okay. Nice. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
real familiar with Duluth. So why'd you move from Atlanta?
So
Got
I
too
actually,
hot?
it was hot.
Yeah.
I quit my job and I'm from Ohio. So I quit my job and decided to start my business full time in Ohio.
Okay. Wow. All right, cool. So married 2 years. Let me ask you this, because a lot of guys in this space, in the dating space, especially on YouTube, they're really against marriage in the traditional sense, where you're filing paperwork with the state and whatnot. So what ultimately gave you that push to make that decision to get married?
Huh. I mean, I guess from that perspective, I would want to ask them like, what is that pushback? Like, why why is there that pushback in terms of what's holding them back from that?
So, okay. So the pushback would be that, you know, you are a businessman yourself, you're building a company, whatnot. A lot of guys have seen that, you know, even statistically, the divorce rates are 52%, whatnot.
Yeah.
And then you have women leaving 75 to 80% of marriages. And then you've kind of got this quasi thought culture thing going on. So guys really don't know what deal they're getting in a marriage. A lot of times, if they're not doing proper vetting, you know, you could lose half your shit and whatnot. So these are some of the complaints that guys have about marriage. So what made you kind of overlook all that and say, this is something that I want to do 100%?
Yeah. I mean, I think you have to be like wise, and you have to have self-control, you know, like, I think the reason the whole thought culture exists and it works so well is because men think with the wrong head in general. So it's like,
okay, yeah. I got to stop you there because, you know, a lot of people try and put the thought culture thing on men, but it's not the men who are being the quote unquote thoughts. You know, I don't know if you're familiar with this statistic, but 1 in 3 men are virgins or haven't had sex within the past year. And then also you have it where a lot of men basically are completely, they're not getting nothing. They're not getting laid at all. All right.
Yeah.
So you have the women who are, and this is called the 80-20 rule, or I think what they call the Pareto principle, where you have 80% of the women messing with 20% of the men. So they're messing with a small percentage of the men, and, you know, they're able to attract men because, yes, those percentage of men who can get laid, you know, they're going to exercise those options. But the argument here is that those same women will go to the guys who haven't been laid, you know, or are virgins. They'll go to those guys and then kind of give them what, you know, we consider in this space kind of a leftover used goods type of situation where, okay, I went and fucked around in my 20s and now in my 30s, I'm going to go consolidate on a quote unquote good man or a nice guy. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, this is not my expertise at all. Like, you got me totally in the dark.
Okay.
I guess to get back to like the original question though, like what made me decide to take that chance?
Yes.
I was best friends with my wife first. I knew her really well. We've dreamed together. We've cried together. Like, this business is part of both of our brainchild. You know, we dated for 3 years. Like, nobody gets me like she does. So I don't know if I have like an objective like number of like, hey, this is exactly what happened. But like, there's nobody I'd trust more in this world than my wife. So yeah, I'm not an expert in this field at all. So that's about it.
No, and that's great that you you know, you guys have that union. I do want to ask them, you said that you were best friends with your wife. Was that before y'all, you know, had intimacy, or how long before were you best friends before you guys kind of said, okay, we're a thing?
Well, yeah, I guess that wasn't like 100% accurate. Like,
because friends don't fuck.
No.
You know, it's a little deeper than that, you know?
For sure.
Okay.
Like, when I first saw her, I asked her out on a date. So like, it was always like romantic intentions, but she like, it was like a long time of us like just being like friends kind of, I guess. But like, there were actually obviously like romantic feelings. We didn't like label it or anything like that for a while.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't want to pry too much in your situation here, but it does seem like you're not really familiar with this type of content.
No, sir.
I would just, you know, I got one more question, and this is kind of a question that we ask. And, you know, if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to answer it 100%. Did you get a prenup?
No, I did not.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I would just say a lot of guys in this space, they would say, hey, you know, you want to get a prenup, especially if you plan on making a lot of money in the future and whatnot. But it seems like you guys are locked in 100%. Do you plan on having kids?
Yeah. Well, so it's funny you say that because both of our parents actually are divorced. So that was like one of like the first conversations we had was like how passionate we are about that not being us. And obviously sometimes life circumstances are different for everybody. So, but
yeah, the odds increase, just numbers wise. You're a doctor, the odds increase if the parents were divorced on both ends too. It's not just women. So
yeah. Well, and I know however many bodies I think you bring into a relationship, that increases. We were both virgins when we got married. So
really,
which I think is really rare.
When did y'all get married?
I'm 25, 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're 100%, I'm not trying to, but you're 100% sure that she was a virgin.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I trust it. I trust Caleb. He's a doctor. He would know. Okay, guys. No, I mean, then y'all did it 100% the right way. So, shout out to you guys and y'all's union. I wish you nothing but the best.
Appreciate it, man. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you taking the time to chat and talk about our differences, but also kind of what we have in common.
Yeah, no, for sure. So with that being said, guys, Big Cat Performance, Adam on Instagram, Big Cat Performance 7. I will link his channel in the description box below. Do you have a YouTube channel?
No.
Yeah, bro. Hey, the content that you're making, shorts, they're paying $10K a month for shorts. You take the content that you're making and throw it on YouTube, and it's not controversial, but it's, about training and all that stuff. Dude, you'll be making $10K a month in no time.
Really? Okay.
So yeah, I mean, all that stuff you're posting on TikTok, take it to YouTube Shorts. I'm telling you right now, I mean, you got hella potential, bro. Oh yeah, I want to ask another thing. What is your height and weight?
I'm 6 foot, probably like 210 right now.
Okay. So would you consider yourself a Chad?
A Chad?
Yeah.
Define Chad.
Have you ever heard that term? Chiseled jaw, white dude, attractive.
Yeah, I
gets
wouldn't
play.
go there.
Okay.
Yeah, probably not. No, I don't think I'm a Chad.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, yeah, take that content that you're throwing on Instagram and TikTok, throw it on YouTube, bro. You'll be making 6 figures in no time, and it'll help your business. Guys, check him out, Big Cat Performance 7. This is Dr. Caleb Co. Okay, PTDPT CSCS. He's big, balling out here from Atlanta to Ohio. Check him out. He's training all your favorite athletes out here. So, yeah, I appreciate you coming on the channel. We had a great conversation, and yeah, I mean, hope you have a good rest of your day.
Hey, appreciate it, man. You too. Appreciate you taking the time.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Caleb Co. All right, guys. Hey, that was great. He's a great sport. I would go ahead and consider Dr. Caleb Co. a Chad. I mean, he's got the doctor in front of his name, 6 foot. I think he said 205, 210, in great shape. A lot of guys undervalue themselves when it comes to, their quote unquote physical appearance. I should have asked him what he would rate himself on a scale of 1 to 10. Cause that's that's kind of like the black pill dialect that we're getting into now. But yeah, a lot of guys underestimate their value in the dating market for sure. Bro said that, him and his wife did it the right way. So shout out to them. Let's see. Sheep Swifter says, okay, let's do the doctor. And then he said, dang, he's blue pill. I had hope for him. Get him on the red wave reclaim. Alphazo says, getting married early and her being pure does dramatically reduce the odds of divorce. Your metrics labels you a Chad. Yeah, he's definitely a Chad. Got to start realizing your own potential, guys. I mean, when you've got metrics like that, and I'm not trying, guys, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I mean, he has a lot of plays in that. Like it sounds like he's doing, he's probably religious and whatnot. He's got a lot of different plays that he could run. I'm gonna just say that, you know what I'm saying? And I honor the marriage and whatnot. Bro did it the right way. So shout out to him and his girl. that was very interesting. He completely had no clue about the dating game. And I find that very interesting. Guys, there are guys who don't know at all. There are guys who have no idea. You know, it looks like he was really involved in his work. He studied hard for his degrees and you know, and he even said that, you know, piece of paper doesn't really mean anything. It's about how you apply it. So good head on his shoulders. Hey, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Cyrus Cherry says, you making big moves. He trains celebrities? Question mark. Nice interview. No, I don't think he trains celebrities, but you know, he's training a lot of different athletes here that I'm seeing. Looks like he does a lot of training, speed training. Sheep Swifter says, well, yeah, 100% 6 foot white guy in shape. He could eat, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, he you know, he said he was 25. I'm 27. Yeah, he could definitely be eating out here. For sure. Like I said, a lot of guys, he said, I respect the marriage, but he could be eating in the dating manosphere. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. You know, a lot, like I said, man, we have some work to do. We got some work to do because, you know, great guy, man, great fucking guy, stand-up guy. You could tell. Maybe he's not red vitamin aware, and maybe that's good. You know, maybe that's good. Maybe it's good that they both kind of live in that blue pill world for the benefit of their marriage, as long as, you know, they're intentional about it. That's really what it is. You know, he said that they were intentional about, hey, both of our parents split up and we want to make sure that we're not that. But guys, I do want to show you the other side. It's not all fun and games, guys. That was quality content. Hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal, hit the Super Trap. Okay, we're gonna go live again on BGZM News 17 later tonight. Hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal, hit the Super Trap. Okay. Sheep Swifter says, are you still going to do your workout as such? Hell yeah. Or are you going to do his workouts and let him train you? Let him train me. Fuck out of here. Nah, but I mean, I respect his workouts too. He's got some good shit. Okay. He's got some good shit. He's doing the thing where he's doing the text on the video, text to video, all that good stuff. He's kind of like doing a more teacher. He's on like a more teacher vibe where my Instagram is more like, it's more flash, it's more boom. Notice this, and then let's get to work. Okay. Get inspired by my shit. And you can get inspired by his shit too. I'm not saying you can't get inspired by his shit, but I'm saying get inspired. My shit is like more inspirational. That's why I have the, you know, the dramatic music in the background. Mike, my homie Mike, he said, buddy wildin', none but hit workouts. Yes. We got to do the high intensity interval training. You know, he's doing more the weight training and whatnot, and he's also using resistance bands. Oh man, I forgot to ask him about something. When he's doing these resistance band training, he's doing like a pull. He's doing a pull movement, which I wanted to ask him. So with this type of push-up, it's an assisted push-up. Hold on. Okay, so these are like more plyo, but like this resistance band push-up is an assisted push-up. This isn't doing shit. You know, from my perspective, this isn't doing anything. Okay, this isn't doing anything. If you're gonna do those push-ups, you want to do standing push-ups where you fall and then boom, push yourself up. And I'm not, you know what? I don't even want to like be talking about his shit when he's not on. But that's another thing that I forgot to ask him about. When he was doing his workouts, there were some pull thing. He was doing a lot of resistance band pulls instead of like using the resistance band as resistance. And I kind of wanted to ask him about that because it was he did this thing where he was like leading sprinters. He was leading sprinters into their movement with the resistance band. So he was pulling them to get them to move, to run faster. So he had the resistance band on the athlete, and he pulled the girl into him to run faster. And I was like, wouldn't you want to put the resistance band on the other way to just increase your overall speed? And then maybe somehow you allow the resistance band to snap. They have those things too. I think I forgot exactly what the brand was called, but okay, yeah. Alphazo says, this is what I try to preach to you guys. Keep your feet on the gas, find a hustle or trade, increase your value, make the money, work on your body, know your worth, and you will have your way out here. Yeah, I mean, I advise them, you know, guys, YouTube demonetized me, but a guy like him, dude, he'll fucking eat on YouTube, especially doing the type of content that he does. Man, I mean, he'll get monetized quick as shit. So I actually gave him a jewel right there. I think that, you know, he could probably, I mean, if he got on YouTube, he'd be a millionaire. Sheep Swifter says, your muscles out looking like the Hulk. He says, I love your red vitamin awareness more than anything. He says, as well as black men really getting to it in every aspect of life. Salute. You know, I respect that type of stuff, but we are animals. Let's train like animals. Facts. Alphazo says, resisted pushes make you more explosive. Exactly. Resisted pulls works on your strength, bracing for impact, and core. Yeah, I agree with that. Alphazo, very insightful. But this is why you got to have the red vitamin, guys. This right here is exactly why you got to have the red vitamin, because a lot of these chicks are out here having their way with these men. And to be a top-notch guy like my guy Caleb is, dude, I mean, shit. I mean, he can have whatever the fuck he wants, but he doesn't. I don't think he fully understands that. And he, you know what? He got what he wanted in his wife. Okay. So that's that. But all I'm saying is, you know, he could be, shoot, if Caleb was a passport, bro, it would be over. Y'all know how good, with Caleb's metrics, the white men, 6 foot, right? Chad, chiseled jaw. I mean, who does he look like? He looks like some actor. He looks like a fucking actor, right? I'm not tripping, guys. Damn, who does he look like? I'm trying to. Damn, guys, who does he look like? Sheep Swifter said, more snow bunnies for the brothers. Yeah, you damn right. You damn right. I mean, you know, respectfully, bro took himself out the game. You know, respectfully. Damn, who does he look like? I'm trying to. Damn, I can't think of it. That's crazy though, you know. He said he wasn't a Chad, man. That's wild. I mean, and I guess your perception of yourself isn't going to be a Chad since you're, you know, you were a virgin before, which I respect that shit, okay? From both parties, from both ends, okay? Especially her end. Alphazo says he looks like Channing Tatum or John Cena. Yeah, that's who I was gonna say. He looks like Channing Tatum a little bit, but then like a mixture between Channing Tatum and John Cena. And then you know, he kind of does have that. I think it's like a butt chin going on, but it's not like the bad type of butt chin, you know. Wow.
You know what in the video? You know what in the video?
They won't find him in Mexico.
You heard what he said? He said, stop, don't do that shit. I'll break up with you. Look, hey, shout out to this white boy right here because he's checking his girl. They're at Virginia Tech. Well, who he look like, Cyrus Cherry? Tell us who he look like then. Since you're the expert, tell us who he look like. You know, you always need a resident gay dude to give you a rating, okay? Let's see. He said, bro, ain't no way that's his girl. Look, they're at Virginia Tech, and his girl, they just went to the game. How do I know? Because she has a clear purse, and you can't take a bag that isn't see-through into the football games. So Noel D says, I respect the traditional route he is taking, but I don't see myself with one woman for life like that. It's too many baddies out here to experience, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, that is some real shit. Sheep Swifter said a lot of white men are in the same boat as him. They take themselves out of the game, but it's their choice. So shout out to them either way. Yeah, you know, I just hope it lasts. Sheep Swifter says LMAO reclaim already cracking jokes on Cyrus. Caesar D says, thanks for having common sense, young. I had almost given up on our Gen Zers. Yes, sir. You already know what it is. But yeah, Virginia Tech, they just left the game. He's got his Virginia Tech polo on, and you know, you see right here where she has a see-through purse. They just left the game, and now there's street interviews in front of the Wells Fargo ATM. Let's watch.
You know about me in the video?
She was getting close. She was pressing up on this brother, and you know, y'all know how white men feel about their women going to brothers. You know, they may not outwardly express it, but there's after it happens, they're like, oh, okay, I'm good on it. But like, if they're with a girl and then she leaves them for a brother, it stings, and vice versa. Okay, if you're a black guy and then you get your girl taken by a white dude, you're gonna feel some type of way. You're gonna be like, man, how the fuck did you know what I'm saying? You'll be like, oh man, he must have paid her. You're gonna try and rationalize it in your head. So it's vice versa. I'm not just saying like white men are just like scared of niggas taking a girl, because I mean there is a little bit of aspect on that for sure, but majority, I think, like the guys who, you know, are out here, they really don't give a fuck. Like they're doing pretty well. And then, you know, a lot of times they just start to realize that these girls are for everybody. PH Darian says, shout out for the manufactured statement on that chick's show. Absolutely.
Oh, say less.
You already know I had to get her. But anyways, this girl, she's pretty cute. Okay, petite, you know, basic in the face, but I like her body. She's kind of, you know, she's got some cheeks. She's, you know, very stick-like. It's not like she's super thick, but I like a skinny mini, you know, skinny mini bitch that's solid for real. So shout out to her. But she was choosing up on this brother, and he's like, oh, hell no. Nah. Look at how she flipped her hair, indicator of interest, flipped her hair, indicator of interest. She's on, bro. And he's like, oh, fuck no. He said, don't do that shit. I'll break up with you. Yeah, he did. Hey, based. That's alpha right there. At least the beginning.
They won't find him in Mexico.
Look, she's seen that they peeped it. I peeped that.
They won't find him in Mexico. They won't find him in Mexico.
Ooh, and then she slapped her ass. She did that to spite him. Damn, this is what a lot of these white chicks are doing to you, white men. Y'all have to know your potential. This is, you know, and I 100% do not believe that Caleb, I don't believe that he's with a woman like this. I don't believe he's with a woman like this. But, bro, she did this just to spite him. And I ain't gonna lie, the ass slap was kind of sexy. I'm not gonna lie. It made my dick jump.
They won't find him in Mexico. They won't find him in Mexico.
Boom. Wow. And he's like, oh, hell nah. Look at his face. Okay, we can't play that copyright. Okay, let's see. Oh, wow. That's loud. So, yeah. The disrespect. Let's turn it down a little bit. Woo! I know that destroyed him. Dude, I ain't gonna say you break up with her after that, but I would just say sell her the dream after that. Like, you can never cuff her. But a lot of these white dudes, unfortunately, are cuffing her. But look at that. Look at how she slapped her ass and then walked away from the camera. Uh-oh. Look at her mouth. Like, she's like kind of embarrassed, kind of shy. And she's like, I'm finna try to fuck out this nigga. Boom, slapped that ass and then walked away with that little pooty patootie booty. Oh, man. These women got no respect for these dudes, bro. Look, man. Shout out to my boy Caleb. I know for a fact he ain't in no situation like that. The disrespect is real, man. The disrespect is real. And the reason why the disrespect is real is because there are so many simps out here, guys. I'm gonna show you the niggas in the comment section, bruh. I'm gonna show you the type of niggas in the comment section, but first we will read some of these chats. Regular Degla says, I don't know, a lot of white girls who date black dudes be dirt sharks or dirt dolphins and mud sharks. So the white guys really don't give a fuck. No, I agree. But you know, I'm saying if they get their girl taken by a black dude, they're gonna feel some type of way, you know, and vice versa. If you get your girl taken by anybody, you're gonna feel some type of way, but then you might feel an extra type of way if it's somebody outside of your race. Like, you know, in high school, like you could stomach that, okay, you know, the motherfucking the quarterback or something like that took my girl, you know, even though that never happened to me, but I'm just saying, like, you could stomach that shit because he's a fucking quarterback. And then, you know, if you went to a black school like I did, the quarterback's gonna be black. But you know, if that same quarterback took one of the white boys' girls, it would sting a little bit more. That's all I'm saying. Daboon said, LMAO, bro, the thumbnail got a ripped picture of you and a basic picture of the white boy. Well, I mean, he didn't have any shirtless pictures, so I would have put him in his best light, and I think that was a great picture. AlphaZo says, just don't build up your muscles to knock out blue pill simps like Terrell Owens, right? Daboon said, hope his girl doesn't resemble Vegan Gains girl. Nah. I looked at, you know, a profile picture of him and his girl, I think, on TikTok. And Vegan Girl's girl, oh my God, you know, no disrespect, but oof. And she's on OnlyFans, oof. Not a good look at all. And like, there's a Reddit thread of her OnlyFans, and it's just, it makes your skin crawl. Daboon said, Reclaim been talking a lot about dicks lately. Yeah, I guess I have. Daboon says 100% what dude said. Most white girls who love brothers are trash. Every once in a while, you see a brother who makes you look good represented with a baddie. No, for sure. Now, I 100% agree. I'm one of those brothers, okay? You ain't going to see me with no trash-ass chick. Like, she going to be bad. But I'm going to show you guys what's going on with these simps. Just give me a second because I actually got to, you know, I got to use the bathroom. That was a long stream. And we'll break down a few more videos and I'll get the fuck out of here. But
want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.
all right, guys. So I'm going to show you why these women feel so bold in doing you niggas dirty.
Down, pick it up. I want to see you take it. All this money in my hand, I want to see you make it. One day, if I'm gonna make it rain, I want to see you do the most. That ass get it cracking. I want to get a dose. You the truth in the club, and I'm invested like ghosts. It's my first time here, and I'm back in the man. We don't know you in a city, and I don't give a damn. Smack.
These are the niggas in the comments section. Daboon said, never seen your girl reclaim you're in a relationship. I mean, my girl's on my community posts, I think, but I did kind of like shield her because y'all be doing some weird shit. Niggas in the comments be hitting up my girl, hitting up her family, doing some goofy shit. Wolf in Sheep's Clothing says, but would you really have your girl if you weren't a D1 athlete? Yeah, I didn't meet her when I was still playing football. Lick a Pickle says, how did you get a white girl who's never been with a brother before? It's a little difficult to be a woman's first black guy since there is still a negative stigma of dating black guys. What all have you ate today, Reclaim? I ate oatmeal and a pear. When it comes to, I'm not gonna get specific on that question, but I would just say, bro, you have to, you just have to go for what you want, bro. That's really what it is. Let's go. He said, "Who hit up your girl?" I don't know, but like bot accounts, basically.
The cheeks with the front to the back of my hand. Pick up your phone, follow me. I'm the man on the gram. No blue check and they know me well. No emoji, but I'm the shit on your cell. Go live all torch. What the hell? Until the haters react like what the hell? Shake that ass, shake it like you never seen it. Pick it up now. Drop it down low. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it like you never seen it. That shit go crazy,
Yeah.
She ain't shit for saying that shit go crazy.
Marco said he said you
yeah,
let him borrow
50K. I got money on money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Shit, can I fly you
you
out?
having that shit? I can't. I gotta.
Oh yeah, Wolf in Sheep's Clothing say you already told us it was that Jim account who DM'd her. Yeah, Jim.
I gotta work. I got a boyfriend.
We go anywhere we want. It don't matter. What the hell?
This nigga is simping for Ari. Obviously, she has a fucking filter on. I mean, Shorty looked like Jigsaw, bruh. I mean, but her body is manufactured, so it is what it is.
So
Hey,
right.
The thighs don't match, and they never do.
That's crazy. I forgot another. So look,
where you working?
Like,
let me
see all this. I own all this. What the hell?
That nigga work in a correctional facility.
That shit go crazy. But listen, yeah, look. We can go anywhere. Look, we can go to Bahamas. We can go to Dubai. Anywhere you want. We can go to space. Shit, I pay for it.
What?
Look,
Oh, you got it.
What you mean?
What I do?
Go like this.
My nigga's gap is crazy.
What the hell?
Lick
Hey,
your lip
what? I got one more song. I said, don't curve me when I'm straight macking, crazy in love. You got me in a straight jacket. I want.
Sheep Swister said, can you give us a flex? I don't know. He also says one of the inmates must have stole his tooth. Alvaro says Jim is a weirdo. Tried to dox me. Yeah, Jim is a weirdo. She's so mad. She said, vote for Stacey Abrams. I'm dead.
Trying to be a pimpin', crazy about you, but you ain't hearing me. Nut ass nigga. Why you being weird to me? Because if you're looking for the truth, then I am him. Because I ain't trying to lose you like they lost 10. For Pete's sakes, I'm obsessed. Used to get on my phone, conversations for hours to get that money long. Shake that ass, shake that ass.
Okay, so that second verse was actually kind of straight.
Yeah, girl, you know my song. Make a laugh to the funny bone. Times get hard. I never been a runner. I never been a killer, but for her, I'm a gunner. I see it in her eyes.
Okay.
She to me. Vice versa. I let the world know I keep it beat. That shit go crazy.
The Boone says Stacey Abrams lost. Warnock is an L too. Yep.
Yep.
Yo, I went to church, bro, and they're like, "Oh, vote for Warnock because Herschel's a dumbass." And you know, I mean, I'm not saying Herschel is the brightest guy, but hell, not a Warnock. So it is what it is. Go Dogs.
Yeah, you got one. You added it with that one.
No, but they're not social distancing. They got me fucked up.
Caesar D says she probably looks like him without the filters, right?
All right.
Okay.
Hey.
And the fake teeth. Throw her OG teeth. Those are veneers. She got veneers. Throw her OG teeth on her face, and let's see what she looks like.
Look, I just shot your video, so yeah. All right, stay up.
For sure.
That's how the bitch dub you. For sure. When a bitch start talking to you like she your homie, that's why you can't accept like women talking to you like bro, fam, gang, because that's when you know they don't like you. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that is it. All right, so We will be back on BGZM News 17 later today to talk about Kanye West walking off of Tim Pool. So that'll be interesting there. Caesar D says she probably just like him without the filters. Oh, yeah, I read that. DeBoon said Herschel is the reason why they label football players as dumb with CTE. Yeah. But I mean, shit. It is what it is. All of them are puppets anyway. It doesn't really matter. If he can win it, he can win it. They had to put a black person against Warnock. And that's who they chose. That's who they thought they could win it. It sucks, honestly. I mean, were there more black Republicans who could have done that? Probably not, because there's not many black male Republicans. Period. I mean, there just isn't in Georgia for sure, who are actively political right now. No, so it is what it is. But anyways, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Same relationship questions to your email down below with a screenshot of your cash apps on there. You're paying your tithes, man. Y'all need to be on your marfin game with the BS. You already know. Reclaim Your Throne. Shout out to Dr. Caleb Coe for joining the stream as well. Great stream. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Make sure you leave a comment after the stream ends.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim